Welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Running pattern to Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Where we bring you the best in sports, entertainment, and insight. Join us every weekday from 2 to 4 p.m. as we break down the latest games, analyze the biggest plays, and dive into the hottest topics in sports. We'll have exclusive interviews with your favorite athletes and guests, and you'll get a front row seat to all the action. So tune in to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Got one-on-one going end zone. Edwards in the air. Oh, what a catch by Braylon Edwards. His second touchdown of the game.
On the Woodward Sports Network, where sports comes to life.
And let's have a show.
Don't worry, man. We'll get that intro fixed. Don't you worry, yes. We will get that intro fixed for tomorrow. Welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show. I am your host, Be Easy. I'm having a good day, feeling good. Thank you for tuning in to our show. My co-host Anson Wells on the desk. What's the word, brother?
We got a lot of fun on tap today.
We got a lot
I'm excited.
A lot of fun going to be on tap. Shout out to the rest of the crew in the building. Sweet Potato Cam, B-Lad, as well as my right hand, Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid.
There he is.
Game 2, you know what time it is, man. How you feeling? What's the energy? What's the vibes?
You know what? I'm feeling just like I did for game 1. There is no concern. There is no worry. I don't know if that's getting myself in any trouble, but I'm feeling like the fans did, and I'm hoping they keep that same energy, too, as we go into game 2.
100%. Want to hear what you guys have to think about this game. Where's your energy level? Where are you at? You overly confident? You're confident this enough? Or a little bit nervous? We'll get more into what the Pistons are going to do game 2. First of all, let's start off on a lighter note. Anson, I have a cruise scheduled. I got a cruise scheduled in August. It's the Jets Legends Cruise. I think a lot of these teams do it. They have a company that comes to the team. They get certain type of legends, and then they get a fan kind of vibe, fan fest engagement. Don't necessarily love cruises. Only been on one. Only been on one in my life. You know, something about being in the ocean in the middle of nowhere, and yeah, just you and these thousands of people that you don't know. Well, did you hear about what happened on the cruise line MV Hondius?
I was going to say, are you sure you want to do that?
I'm having second thoughts. I might
I guess so.
I might have
Right
to,
now.
I might have to tell the Jets it's not worth the money, man. MV Hondius set to take off from Argentina to Cape Verde. Well, when they got out there, they realized that some of their clients on board were sick. Some were a little overly sick, and then some even died. 3 passengers have died
Unalived.
in the middle of nowhere, 100%, and there's 8 that are sick. Now, the thing about this Hana virus, which they found out what it was, first of all, they shady on the cruise because they tried to say it was natural causes. What? Put it towards me?
Oh, they told him that first?
First of all, they said natural causes. And that's what the captain came on and said, yeah, we regret to inform you.
Death is natural.
BS. Now when you get it like this, but then.
Not when you're 30.
Then when you see 2 drop, and then you see 3 drop,
Yikes.
everybody's not dropping of natural causes, so they had to come back and say that it was the Hana virus. The thing that sucks about this Hana virus is it's the only version of that virus coming out of Argentina that is person to person. So you can be affected person to person. So no countries will allow them to dock. So they're just floating in the middle of the ocean, people sick. Like, what do you do?
Shout out my boy Ignacio Nacho down in Argentina. I'm going to have to hit him up today.
What do you do?
And find out some more information.
What's going on in Argentina to get this Hana virus? I think
know.
they said rodents and obviously feces, bacteria, et cetera. But
That's what I was going to ask you. Yeah. What do you do? Do you stay in your room?
Hell yeah.
The whole time?
Facts.
How you eating?
Well, first of all, the body stores enough fat that you can live for.
You might have enough of that. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, I don't know if I have enough now. all these beets and carrots.
Eating
Shout out to
muscle,
Brittany.
man.
Appreciate that, Brittany. I had a little lunch.
This guy's lunch
Got you
today. Oh, my goodness.
It was dinner
smelled
from last
so
night
good.
that I was getting my Dirk Nowitzki on. Remember Dirk? Dirk walked into those games, every game, with a homemade deal from his wife.
But that was like authentic homemade Korean barbecue.
Who was a sister too, by the way. Shout out to Dirk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
I was impressed.
He playing in the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, is he?
No, 100%.
Got the fever, huh?
No, but getting back to this Hondius, man, like Kool-Aid, be glad, like Sweet Potato jump in, like in the middle of the ocean, like what do you do? Me, I'm not leaving the room. Like I got to figure this food thing out, but I can't leave the room. I don't know who has it.
You're not getting in the hot tub?
What? No. Too hot in the hot tub. The Eddie Murphy, James Brown?
Hey, but look, if you go, then you already know to stock up on some food, stock up on some water already in your room. Make sure they don't see you. Hey, look, man, I'm at the buffet line. Hey, honey, Britt, if that's, Britt's her name, tell her, bro, hey, look, bring the try to be respectful, Shout out, she supports. But hey, look, have the big bag and have her just sweep it on in like my grandma used to do with the ribs at Old Country Buffet.
I'm bringing a duffel bag,
bro.
My own
OCB, baby, OCB.
Better Made, Faygo, tons of. I had to sneak some Faygo in there. Jay's chips, Verner's. Like I'm bringing all that on the cruise. Can't bring food, but you gotta bring a bunch of chips, bunch of trail mixes, if you will. Yeah. This is crazy, man. Like I looked at that. I'm watching last night, and I'm listening to the captain tell them, like, I don't want to be in the middle of Bermuda, and I get a call like this.
What would be worse? Being on the Argentina cruise or being on the COVID cruise or Corona cruise? Weren't they on the boat for like 4 months?
You took it back. I think they were Corona. But let me ask you this question. So we didn't know how bad Corona was then.
But they were terrified.
Like, I don't even want to say this out loud because I think it's crazy to say. Like, how do I compare this? Is Hannah ramping up to be what that was? Hell no.
Well, Hannah's more dangerous.
Man, leave that boat out there.
I know. I mean, they left the COVID boat out for what? I think 4 months.
100%. Now, what I heard is Spain is allowing this boat to dock in the Canary Islands, which I think they still have control over.
Very isolated.
Yeah, very isolated. So, I mean, that's...
Shout out my buddy Charlie who lives in the Canary Islands. I think that's the best option. But being stuck on a boat with a boat... First of all, this is what you don't... This is why cruises scare me. It's just like flying. Flying is like, people are dirty. Yeah,
and I feel bad saying that out loud, but like people, you don't know what they engage in, what their hygiene levels are. When you get around a bunch of individuals that aren't necessarily like-minded like you in that realm, it leads to
especially international flights.
Man, like
look, the plane is the one place I'm a germaphobe, and if I went on a cruise, it would be there too.
Mask on,
it would be there too.
I wasn't like that before COVID, but I think COVID COVID opened up your eyes to a lot of things, and you start seeing like, man, people are dirty. Like everything is dirty. Like bacteria is everywhere, and people don't necessarily get to cleaning down things. So when you go on those long coast to coast flights, I'm masked up.
So what's with the deal with all? What's the deal with all the teams loving cruises? Is that a thing for teams? Because it's not the Minnesota Vikings cruise. Now it's different. Okay, it's not that cruise. All right, I was going to ask because I hear
shout out to my boy Chester Taylor. You know what I'm saying?
I have my own
Brian
story.
McKinney.
The last one I went on, we were in Aruba, and we're at Carlos and Charlie's. I'm like, dude, that's Sparky Anderson. And Sparky Anderson, when he was still alive, rest in peace, the legend himself. And we come over and we're talking to him. We told him we were from Detroit. He's like, I shouldn't say this, but he's like, oh, I love those sluts in Detroit. They're so hot. And he was the dirtiest of old men, bro. He was so funny. He talked to us for about 10 minutes, and I said something funny, and he slapped me on the back of my neck so hard that 10 minutes later we're walking down the street, and it's still stinging. And I'm like, Sparky Anderson spanked the shit out of me, man. I was so hyped about it. But Brandon Phillips.
B. Phillips.
He was all-star second baseman, actually, for the Reds. And he told me that it was a whole Reds trip that they put together, and they all committed that they were not going to go unless Sparky came with them. I was like, what's Sparky like in person? He's like, let me answer it this way. We weren't going without him.
Yeah, that's real talk, man. Shout out to the GOAT. Shout out to the legend.
For real.
Also, too, I feel like everybody was a bit of a dirtbag in the 80s.
True.
I think everybody's
in the 90s, bro. That was grunge.
Hey, yo, you guys in the chat, let us know some of your cruise trip stories if you have any. If you have any nightmares, drop those in. We'll get answered. We'll get cool.
John F. Lord answering. You sure that wasn't Maz? I bet Maz has done some back neck slapping. Good job, son.
Nah, man, but Maz not in these streets. Maz wasn't never in these streets. You know what I'm saying?
No, he's in those New Jersey streets.
Yeah, he's like, all right.
But we don't have any super chats yet.
No, that's
Braylon. It's weird.
Well, especially when we got the jersey on, not the jersey with this signed picture of Cade Cunningham.
They're falling behind. They've wasted like 5 minutes of super chats.
Well, then ramp it up.
Well,
get
listen,
them going.
You already know. We gave away a Cade Cunningham jersey yesterday. On Tuesday, we showed you this.
Come on now.
From the Pro Sports Zone in Laurel Park Place. Our friend John Yu donated this to us, and we're giving it to you. So everybody that put in super chats on Tuesday, yesterday, today, as well as Friday, you're all entered into the wheel to win this. But we promised you we'd also give you something today as well. So we're sending you home with Nassar Thompson rookie.
Yeah.
And then what you got over there?
Now you got this boy Garvey over here, man. Let me tell you
Michigan State, great.
Yeah, 100% Michigan State, great. You know, it is what it is, man. You gotta respect. Greatness. Like Steve Garvey was cold, man, and like, he did it in a very chill, in a very respectful, very good guy type role, and it got him in trouble with a lot of his teammates. You know, you trying to be a good guy in the late 70s and 80s. There's a lot of miscreants.
In the bullpen, man.
They weren't just drinking. They was getting it cracking. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the 80s Mets, but just the ultimate good guy, and it comes out to be proven that he was a good guy. He's similar to Tebow.
I like that.
Similar to Tebow, in the sense like you're waiting for these guys to not be.
Can't
religious.
Actually be that nice about it.
Yeah, he's not that nice. He doesn't believe. He doesn't really love God.
Really is, though.
He really is. Yeah. And both of those guys. Shout out to Garvey. This is what you have a chance to win
that's autographed.
today. That's signed.
That's
sealed and
Garvey.
delivered.
That's right.
Just like
authenticated autograph.
Stevie
from Steve.
said.
Oh, and we got our first one. The Like Police.
There it is.
Who took home
Michael
Cunningham one
Shout out to
yesterday.
Weary.
Michael Weary. Okay, gang, let's get the super chat started.
That's
and he will also be on you for smashing that like button. Let's get over 100 today, guys.
Speaking of like button, man, before we jump into it, because we got a great show like Anson led to.
We
got a great show for you. We got some fan engagement. We're going to do this fun topic in the second hour of the show. We're going to do top 5 Cavs versus the top 5 Pistons. Who you picking? Anson, mine, as well as Kool-Aid. Also, in about 15 minutes, we'll do rank. Actually, in about 10.
Oh,
you're excited. You're excited.
I got to laugh at this.
Go ahead.
Tampa Bay Lions fan. Tim Tebow was just white Jalen Hurts.
Nah.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Nah, because the reason why I say nah to that is because like Tim Tebow is arguably like the best college player ever. Now I said arguably. I wouldn't say he's number one, but if somebody came to me and said, "Yo, Tim Tebow's number one," I'd be like, I can't dispute it. I know who I believe it is, but I can't dispute that. Jalen was never that good in terms of never commanded at the collegiate level. In the NFL, like Tim Tebow couldn't stay on the roster for 2 years. Meanwhile, Jalen Hurts is Super Bowl MVP. So when you say it like that, there are levels to this.
That does clean it up a bit, doesn't it?
100%. In college, Jalen had nothing for Tebow. In the NFL, what are we even talking about?
That's right.
But we got a fun segment that's going to be a lot of fun. But concerts. I'm heading to this Bruno Mars concert on Saturday. Excited. Never seen Bruno in person. Had a couple opportunities, but
where was it?
Didn't take him. Bruno.
Where was it?
Fort Field. This would have been 2017, 2018. I think the 24 karat tour. But anyway, I'm going to that. Got me to thinking. And it got B Lad to thinking too. One, what's the last big concert you went to? Especially with the Michael Jackson movie out. I think that sparked a lot of interest in wanting to get out, want to see people perform and listen to music. So
MJ was framed.
Last concert, and then best venue to view a concert at. Is it the big LCA space or B Lad? What you said, the Pine Knob space?
Oh yeah.
100%. Last big concert, what's the best way to view it?
Electric Forest. In your bare feet.
That's a festival, though.
In your bare damn feet.
Okay. Anson's one with the earth, the grounding.
Come on,
I know about it.
I don't go to shows at the Palace. I don't go to shows at LCA. I've been to a couple at Ford Field. Get me outside.
Okay.
Get me on the lawn.
That's fair.
You know what I miss was when they had really good shows at Meadowbrook Music Festival. Because
Meadowbrook.
That's like it's like a smaller, more intimate. Pine Knob. Thank you. I almost called it DTE. Yeah. But listen, Double J Ranch over in Rothbury, Michigan, where they actually have Electric Forest. You can't top those grounds. They've been working on them since 2007, a year before they started the Rothbury Festival back in 08 and 09. John Mayer played then.
John Mayer played last year, the concert that I went to that I mentioned. Okay. Yeah, so you like the outdoor? I
got to get you there one day.
The festival or outdoors vibe.
Braylon at Forest.
It would have been better to catch me like 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago. When I still was in my.
Better for me to catch then too.
Yeah, when I still was in my mystery phase. Yeah.
I growed up in the last 2 years.
Same. That's why I'm on this water and everything else. Kool-Aid, talk to me. Last concert you been to? I know you got the fam, but I know you get outside from time to time. Last concert, and what space you enjoy more?
Yeah, actually the last concert I went to was by KB. It's a gospel rapper. I actually like his message, like what he does. Was able to take the kiddos and everything. It was a hype experience. But the one that I went to in terms of like the best experience, that was at Pine Knob for the Art of Rap tour. Shout out to the hip hop legends. my guys, Grandmaster Flash, Scorpio, Barshawn, Sugar Hill Gang, those guys.
I took it back to the OGs.
The Art of Rap Tour. Yeah, it was the OGs. And, DJ Jazzy Jeff was there. And, every time they come through, we talked about this on Woo before, too. They come through, my guys, give the all-access passes, and they do this, all-out barbecue. And you see other legends show up who are not even on the show. You'll never know that they're there, but they're backstage just chilling, paying homage to these legends of hip-hop. It's so dope, man. It's so dope.
Fire, man.
But Pine Knob, it was dope.
Pine Knob is one.
It was packed. I was wondering, what type of draw are they going to have here? Packed, man. Michigan did not disappoint. It was a scene. Run DMC was here at the time. Shout out. It was crazy.
I went to a bunch of concerts the last couple of years. Brittany's hella into the concert. As soon as the concerts drop, she's buying. I'm like, yo,
she got the whole schedule.
I'm slow down. First of all, you buying at the entry point. Just wait. I can get the deal, or we may get free tickets.
Does she know
Does
she know who her boyfriend is?
She does. That's why we're together. At the end of the day, though, I went to the Kendrick last year tour, went to the Chris Brown tour last year, went and saw Maxwell, went to Dreamville 2 years ago. So best concert I went to, best concert out of those, man. Realistically, all of that's cool. The big stuff, probably Chris Brown's the best performer. Yes. But I'm with you guys in the amphitheater space. I went to the Wu-Tang and Nas tour 3 years ago. Shout out to my boy Jeff. Wu-Tang and Nas at Pine Knob. It was electric. It was outside, and you could tell that everybody had been cooped up in 20, 21, 22 and waiting to get back outside. So, the electricity of Wu-Tang being there, Nas came and showed up, performed. And then a little something is now legal, so the grass, which is a double entendre, is crazy at Pine Knob. But also, too, in that amphitheater space, don't sleep. Don't sleep on Shane Park. And I know they call it the Aretha.
Great venue.
I know they call it the Aretha. Rest in peace to the Queen. But, man, Shane Park has a vibe about it, man. We went last year to see Maxwell. Man, you got Maxwell playing. You listen to some of these sultry R&B jam songs. And then it's water's in the background. You see the boats, the river, Canada over there. Those two experiences, Pine Knob and Shane Park, that's the best way to go, man. And then, obviously the Palace no longer exists, but
you're cooking on that. But you know what? Shout out to Woodward Sports and the experiences we're able to have.
Yes, sir.
I got to cover Big Sean and the Detroit Symphony Orchestra last year.
Oh, cool.
That was a crazy cool mix, and they did a tribute and a feature to the late Jay Dilla. It was that experience was crazy, and to see the whole orchestra with the music. Look, the next time they do one of those, definitely get there.
Yeah, chat. Let us know some of your experiences. What concerts have you been to? Concerts are you going to? Because you know what? You see the sun is shining. Now, spring is still playing. It's 55, it's 42. But summer's right around the corner, and that's when those tours start. So let us know where you're going, what you want to see.
Mark Davis.
Oh, what did Mark go see?
Boston at the Forum in L.A. Boston was my first concert, Bray.
At the Forum?
Wow. Yeah.
That's nice.
Great
Boston
Western
at the Forum.
Forum.
Shout out to Mark. That's a concert right there.
Boston, their whole first album is unbelievable. The guy that wrote it, they sold it, and they're like, you got to go find a band. Yeah. And then I believe he passed. And then everything that Boston did since is trash. But that whole first album, 1976, self-titled, 1 through 8, is ill. I see 9 Inch Nails and David Bowie at the Palace for Hoof Hard.
Hold on. Go back, because I don't want to glaze over that. You know that's one of my favorite names. Hoof Hard.
Yeah.
100%. But getting back to the Forum, I got a chance to go. This would have been
wasn't me.
2020. It'd been 2011, I want to say, and I was out in L.A. This would have been NFL lockout. Went out there to Jets West to hang out with Mark Sanchez, do that camp, and I spent the rest of May in L.A. While I was there, one of the last weeks I was there was Prince's 40 Days and 40 Nights. This was his attempt to save the Great Western Forum. So he's performing all these concerts. He's doing this for free. I got a chance to go to concert 40, which I thought was going to be iconic until he added another one and went to 41. So I went to the second to last. But it's one thing to be enamored by stars or by musicians and see them perform. You're like, oh, man. But it's another thing when you see stars enamored by stars. Like, I'm watching Prince perform on stage, and Halle Berry is literally on stage. Like, I'm talking about melting. Like, just like Halle Berry's Halle Berry. Like, this is Miss Berry we talking about. But you're right, it was Prince, and you see people come on stage and just revere, but then put on a show. Like, Prince had a bad back at the time. He's still out there running around the hills doing this thing.
Another man
Shout
who was
out
framed.
1,000%.
Allegedly.
Allegedly on that. But no, Great Western Forum. Shout out to Hoofardi. He said 9 Inch Nails.
No, that was, what was it?
Hoofardi.
Yeah. That's Hoofhearted.
Oh.
Well done, Hoofhearted.
Oh, my God.
Who farted?
Just now?
Oh, my God.
We've been talking to him for like 5 years.
He said, who farted? I'm like, no, dude, it was Hoofhearted.
Kool-Aid said it wasn't him.
It was Hoofhearted. He got the wrong guy.
Then he saw me looking around.
Yeah, he's been on the network for a minute, man.
I'm usually sharper than that.
We need our chat family Hall of Fame.
He's been attacking for him. Speaking of attack, did you watch your Peasants last night?
Well, before we get there, Freddie Felt, $2 Stevie performing songs in the Key of Life album. I know you love that.
Shout out Freddie Felt 313.
1,000%.
That's such an amazing album.
Just throwing it out there to see if you had a chance to watch those individuals.
I celebrated, baby. The Peasants win again.
You celebrated. The
Peasants win again.
Where's the angle? Where's the angle?
There's no angle. We're all pulling for the Peasants, aren't we?
We're pulling for a team we call the Peasants.
You want to see the 76ers?
I do. Not.
Okay, thank you.
I want to see the New York Knicks.
Retribution.
But you saw the NBA is trying to slow it down just a little bit. They're like, y'all are going too fast. OG Anunoby is out tonight. So out the next game. So.
100%.
Well,
somebody pushed the button.
Gotta give some to Philly, right?
Yeah.
How many wins do they got? Can we track their wins? We got anything that can track their wins?
You guys are gonna love this once we get something.
We're gonna have the Peasant win tracker. And there it is.
Answer.
Bang, bang, bang.
Good job, brother.
2 down, 2 to go, Peasants for the shirt. Come on.
Oh my God. This is what we have here is a New York vagabond. Obviously, that's what it looks like, carrying his gear to the next game. No, in all due respect, you know what I'm saying? The Knicks, they're up 2-0 on the Philadelphia 76ers. So we want them to win because we want our rematch and also
we want Madison Square Arcade.
I agree. Like for me, it feels like University of Michigan. Like they won a national championship. You wanted them to go through Alabama. Like you want them to go through Georgia. Like you didn't want it to be, here's insert whatever fluff team that they beat. Now you can say, you beat this team. We beat Alabama. Like when you beat Alabama, now it's it feels right. It feels real. I think that's the same thing for the Pistons. I'll take getting to the championship, however we can get there. But if we go through the Knicks, makes it that much sweeter. That much sweeter. All right, look, man, let's take a quick commercial break because when we get back, it is Rank the Rebuild. Which rebuild has been better for the Detroit, sports franchises here? But first, let's get a message in from Loom, if you will. Shout out to Loom. Here we go. Summer's got Michigan buzzing. I talked about it. Summer brings out the vibes. Pine Knob, Shane Park, the concert space. You know what else it brings out? Why don't you get that Loom buzzing on? That's right. We got 2 new flavors, orange and lemon lime. Crisp, smooth, and perfectly buzzed at 7.5 milligram THC. That's for the lightweights and that's for the individuals who just want to take it smooth. But if you are an elevated elite, if you will, why don't you crank it up? Buzzin' Maz, 100 milligrams. Cherry, strawberry, watermelon, bliss, low-cal, hangover-free, and the best part, Michigan made. Remember to use code WSN30 and get 30% off your next purchase at Loom. Use the QR code of my head.
You guys have been watching our watch parties, and you see where we choose to have them. Our partnership with Art and Jake's, it's been absolutely amazing. It is a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor because you've got 80 plus TVs, you've got 22 plus beers on tap, you've got this giant menu and everything on it is chronic. You want to be at Art and Jake's for any and every game. Playoffs, Tigers, Lions, let's go. Check them out. They're all over Metro Detroit. Art and Jake's.
It's game on at Art and Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art and Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new face. New focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Welcome in Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. With over 2,700 gyms around the country, look, they're the gym for you. They're everywhere. It's because people are pulling up. They understand that the gyms are squeaky clean. There's trainers on staff, and it's just a feel-good place. It's a vibe. You walk in, march to the beat of your own drum. There's no judgment here. You finish your workout, and you go home. Pull up on us, man. We know what it is. Start your journey here. Continue your journey here, or take that journey to the next level. Come on down to Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
The king of IPAs is celebrating 15 years, and we were gifted all-day IPA by Founders Brewing. Listen, they have defined the IPA category with its citrusy, crisp, and refreshing balanced taste, but it's also 4.7% alcohol. It's going to pace you all day. Next time you're watching a game, make it an all-day IPA from Founders, but please drink responsibly.
Definitely want you guys to drink responsibly. If you didn't start the show with us, got to go back and check the content out, man. Talked about a little bit of this cruise ship situation down there in Argentina and Cape Verde, and then also concerts. Man, when's the last time you've been to a popping concert, or what's next? Because the summer is coming up. Now, Detroit sports, you seem like a resurgence.
Before we do that, can we read some of these stories? Because I got a super chat and a couple other good ones. Michael Wary, best concert experience was Parliament at Olympia Stadium Mothership Tour.
Okay. Shout out to the P-Funk. Said, to the roof off this mother, to the roof off this mother.
Mishanuga, Beastie Boys and George Clinton with P-Funk at Cobo. Rich Baldwin, Elvis at the Silver Dome. New Year's Eve concert.
Elvis.
8 months before he died.
Elvis at the Silver Dome.
That's
okay,
right.
so two things. One, that's a goated comment. That's a goated concert. Second thing is, what was the weight? Like, how much did he weigh at the time?
Oh, boy, he was big by then, boy.
That's when Elvis didn't have the moves anymore. He was right there at the microphone. He ain't nothing but a hound.
That was pretty good. Freddie Felt, he sat 7th row in Indy for Robert Plant. Shout out, Freddie.
Freddie Felt has lived a life.
And I see
he's living a life, I should say.
He does, man.
Living.
He's all over the place.
Present tense.
And then John Effing Lord saw Sublime and the Dirty Heads. Man, I would have loved to have seen Bradley Noah with Sublime back when they were when he was still living.
Shout out to the concert space. One thing about live music, it just feels good.
It does.
And you go see live music, man. You see the percussion, you see the instruments, and you see what really goes into the song. It adds the level to it. It makes you fall in love with the music.
And then Freddie Felt one more super chat in here. Grateful Dead at the Sphere, Van Morrison in Dublin.
Okay.
Shout out those super chats.
Wait
Keep
to go
them
to the
coming
Sphere.
in, guys.
Appreciate that. Keep the super chats coming. All right, here we go. Rebuild. Rank the rebuilds. There's been a boom or resurgence here in Detroit. We look at our sports teams. Look what the Lions were a couple years ago and look at what they are now. Same with the Pistons. Same with the Tigers and kind of the Red Wings, if you will. How about we rank those rebuilds. Who has had the best rebuild in order for the Detroit franchises? Anson, I want Kool-Aid to go first. Kool-Aid, you got yours? You got your list?
Hey, we got all the lists, actually, man. I'm about to put them up there in a little bit. There we go.
Boom.
There you go.
And there it is. Okay, here we go.
I like these, man.
Same. I thought we were gonna do them one at a time, but you know what? Let's put them all in here at the same time.
We're all pretty close, so the reveal wasn't as exciting.
Yeah, this is true. All right, Anson, why? You know what? I'll come to you first then. Why Lions over Pistons?
So we discussed this before the show. I just put too much of this on Troy Weaver.
But the rebuild, okay.
And then Trajan, I don't love his drafts. He hasn't made the big splash trade, but he made all the right moves to get guys there. Obviously, 2 years ago, you have a coach that didn't want to be here. You only win 14 games. It's hard to take anything away from them in what they've done in this rebuild. The fact that it's split between two GMs is why I'm giving the nod to a franchise that hasn't won anything for 70 years, a broken culture, parties from former players upon leaving the city of Detroit.
This is true. This was just coming to get that check.
Yeah. So as bad as they were 2 years ago with only 14 wins, I think that what the Lions and Dan and Brad had to overcome was that much of a bigger mountain. They made it to the NFC Championship. Hey, we probably have the Eastern Conference Finals here shortly. We make it to the finals of the NBA. I'm probably changing that in a month.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I understand where you're coming from. Let me start saying things like that. I understand where you're coming from. I mean, when you look at the Lions and the depth of despair that the franchise has always been in, and then you look at what they've been in the last 10 years, it's tough, especially after Corinne Tricia. Sure. And then you just look at the drafts. Like, it's hard to argue with Penei Sewell. It's hard to argue with Amon-Ra St. Brown in that same draft class. It's hard to argue with, the 2023 class. When you look at what Brad was able to do in that class, it was amazing. All right, KG, we'll get with you tomorrow.
See you, KG.
But when you look at it like that, it's hard not to choose Brad Holmes and the Detroit Lions. So I do understand that. Kool-Aid, why the Detroit Pistons for you?
It's I believe they have the makeup to be good for a very, very long time.
Yes, sir.
Very, very robust.
Big window.
Yeah, a big window. Starting with, I want to say starting with the star power of Cade Cunningham. But I have to say it starts really with the selection of a Trajan Langdon, who Tom Gore has identified as being able to unify the singular voice of the franchise. So they're on board with everything that they want to do. And so far, their plan is working. When you look at, the Tigers and the Red Wings, there's been some things we've liked, but the overall plan hasn't necessarily netted the success that they've wanted. The Red Wings are still looking to get into the playoffs. The Tigers have kind of tailed off the last two second halves of the seasons. And with the Lions, well, they've been kind of going in reverse. If this was just last year, I probably have the Lions on top. I really do. And you probably are in a little bit of a different position, too, because the Tigers were hot.
Yeah.
They were hot. And so based off what the Pistons are doing right now, Trajan, having J.B. Bickerstaff now locked up, having Cade Cunningham locked up, you have a lot of health in this organization. They're all seeing things the same way, and they are actually winning. So that's why I actually put the Pistons number one. I love how Trajan also is able to make those little kind of sneaky moves and help this team just that much more without wrecking the cap. So, yeah.
Yeah, my big thing is, and I agree with that. I agree with all that. As it relates to the Lions, they missed the playoffs last year. And then I'm looking at this draft, I'm looking at this offseason, and I'm still like, okay, this is okay. And waiting to see more, and I'm waiting to make a determinant on what the Lions are going to be this year. I think, for me, it's just about who your best player is. Like, the Pistons' best player is Cade Cunningham. And for me, it was the rebuild, and the rebuild is Troy included in that. And I understand Troy's no longer here, and this falls on Trajan Langdon. But when you add that into the mix, like, Cade's one of those guys. And you saw that in how he was able to close out the series with Orlando Magic. I don't care who didn't play or not. You still had to bring the game. You still had to have 40-plus twice. You still had to be, the archetype for success for those guys. And you see what they're doing now. So this is also where I'm at with Trajan Langdon. They're 60-22. And they are not the best version of themselves.
That's right.
Like, let's be honest. You got Cade Cunningham, one of those guys, all-NBA first team or second. You got him. You got a squad of guys that we're falling in love with. But just like we talk about the Lions over the last couple of years, don't fall in love with everybody because everybody can't be there when you get to the top. Like, certain people aren't meant to be there. So the fact that you're number one,
but
like,
don't you trust Trajan to make?
I
those
do.
decisions?
I do. Like the trade deadline situation was the one thing where I didn't feel like he pulled the trigger. But look, here we are. Like, I don't know what I don't know. And the East is a wide open conference.
We still got Toby.
100% has been a wide open conference for a very long time, and it seems as though he's made the right moves to go with what JB Bickerstaff likes to do in terms of bringing young guys along, being able to coach and bring and set up that identity, like the defensive side of things, and how you create that culture. Everybody wants to play defense. So me looking at where the Pistons can be, when you got Cade, you have JB Bickerstaff, and you have a team that is not even molded to be its best version right now, I look at it like that way, and I think they're ahead of where the Lions are. Because the Lions, as much as we love our Lions team, you guys a little bit more than me, we're still trying to see if they're going to be one of those teams this year.
True.
We believe so. I believe the Lions are back in the mix, and we'll talk about that in the second hour.
The Pistons are only going to get better.
Exactly. And so that's why I would rank them ahead of the Lions right now, because I think they're only going to get better, and they're already first place. And they're doing something with their first place seed.
Yeah.
Because we saw that not necessarily go the right way for the Lions. Cam, what is it with the Red Wings? Like, what is it with the Iser plan? Like, what? Because we know they haven't. We know they haven't made the playoffs since he's been here. It's been 8 years, going on 9 this upcoming season. Mm-hmm. But what is it with the Red Wings? Why can't seem to get out of the way? Because last time I checked, same guy owns the Detroit Tigers, who are trying to figure it out.
Facts. And the conversation I'm having with my boys here is we came to the conclusion that it is the scouts. It's too like body in the house. You know, you got the Drapers, you've got like all
the boys,
good old boys, right? And I feel like they got to kind of break away.
It's a good TV show, by the way.
Cut those relationships and get down to business, y'all. Like, the Iser plan has been rebuilding. It's still rebuilding. We're not even close. We haven't even been in the playoffs yet. So I really do feel like it is the scouting. And then we keep hearing how we have the top farm team for seasons straight.
Oh, my God.
Like, when does that translate to the big league?
That must be like an Illich thing. That must be the Illich thing. And this is no disrespect to Chris Illich, because I like some of the moves he's made for the Detroit Tigers. But what do we keep hearing about the Tigers? What do you keep hearing about the Red Wings? Oh, man, they're killing it down there in minor league. Oh, they're killing it in Toledo. They're also killing coaches in Toledo, but that's neither here nor there. Administrative thing, if you will. But, yeah, it's just like, when is that tide going to turn?
Hard times. We're going to have to make a big move here, though, in my opinion.
Keep your hands off my screwballs.
B-Lad, I see you in the back, man. What do you think about these rebuilds? What do you think about our rebuilds, and what do you think about the city as a whole? Give your take. I know you come in one of those young and on-point situations.
You want me on this one? Yeah. So I agree with the Lions on top. Number one, we've seen them at the very lowest.
Get off the mic.
At the very lowest.
Get off the mic.
Attaboy, B-Lad.
They're my number one, just based off of ever since Brad Holmes joined this regime, got all of his guys together. We've seen a complete culture change from the back to the front. Like, we are completely on top when it comes to the personnel and just the overall, like I said, the overall culture within the building. And I agree with the Pistons at number 2 as well. I mean, they're the most winningest team in Detroit right now. So that's all self-explanatory, and you guys hit it right on the nose with everything you guys said. And that leaves me with the Tigers and the Wings. You know, you can kind of put them in the same kind of category. I don't know if I would go one or another. Yeah, I don't, like, you know, they're both kind of just there. And obviously, the Tigers have had more success. We've seen the Red Wings the last 7 years collapse in the months of February and March. And, you know, then again, there's only so much a general manager can really do.
Yeah.
That's the team camaraderie there. And we've seen the Red Wings lose, especially their coaches, lose the locker room year after year.
But
that's what it feels like.
Let me ask you about the Red Wings, and also, too, there's something about the Tigers that you have for us, and we'll tell the crew, we'll tell the chat. It's another example of why we have certain individuals that we work with. Oh, yeah. But with the Red Wings, one of the things, and we talked about this during the year, Dylan Larkin gets checked in the boards. How many times? We saw that twice, and it didn't seem like his team had his back. Things
just
like
very,
that.
very soft,
little
very
weird
nonchalant.
things like that.
Yes, I even mentioned it to a couple of the guys, but I've seen exactly what you were talking about with the Red Wings, like little stuff like that. And back in the day with the old Detroit, like the DMAC Red Wings, that wasn't flying at all. At times, it felt like this Detroit Red Wings regime was soft as ultra charming. Like it was, you know, stuff like that really ticked me off in a way. But we do have some positive news from the Detroit Tigers. I know there's not a lot of positives going on within the
it.
franchise at the very moment, injury-riddled team. But Tarek Skubal, his surgery was a success. And they said that he can get back on pace within 4 to 6 weeks, and he can start working out as soon as next week. So did somebody
come on the show and say something like that?
He did. He said he was safe on the under because I know it was circulating Twitter and whatnot that 2 to 3 month window. They're saying 4 to 6 weeks, and he can start working out as soon as next week. He'll be back in the gym, getting back with his rehab, and hopefully we can get him back maybe even sooner than that. So we need him badly right now.
Hey, you ain't lying about that, man. You watch Framber Valdez, he'll be out for, is it 6 weeks?
Yes, 4 to 6.
Yeah, 4 to 6 weeks. Framber will be out in school. No, Framber. He got suspended.
Oh, yeah, he got suspended for a week.
Yeah, so he got suspended for a week. You got a ton of other pitchers that are hurt. Oh, my God. Jack Flaherty actually looked somewhat decent last night.
But then we're never in sync, though. He plays well, but then we can't get runs. Yeah.
That happens to him a lot. Like,
right.
and listen, and I get it. When you see Jack Flaherty, you know 2 things about him. You know he's going to hit somebody. You know he's going to give up a jack. And you know he's going to struggle for a little bit. But he's going to give you those strikeouts. I was watching a game 2 years ago at the DAC. Like, legitimately off the roof. Like, literally one of the most gorgeous, breathtaking views in the city is being on top of the DAC looking down at Comerica Park. It's a beautiful view if you ever get a chance to check it out. Jack Flaherty had 13 Ks. 13 Ks in Tigers. It was 1 zip loss.
Jeez.
1 zip. Like 13 Ks, you give up 1 run and you lose. Like, to your point, that's kind of been a little bit of what Jack Flaherty has gone through, but he brings something on his
a point that I missed on my why Detroit Lions are my number 1 is Jared Goff was traded here to die. And we completely flipped him around. Like we built a team around him, and we've seen – there's a lot of Jared Goff brings a lot of controversy to this city, but you can't take away the fact that he's had success here, and the regime is a big part of that. They built the O-line around him. They gave him the toys on the offensive side as far as his receivers go, and he was traded here. And when the trade initially broke, everyone didn't believe it. Like everyone didn't believe in the Lions and that he was going to be a bridge guy, this and that. They turned him into a top 5 quarterback in today's NFL, and that's in itself one of the reasons why I put him at the top.
I do gotta say though, Cade was drafted here to die too, though.
That's a good point.
Both, yeah. Like who's the best closer in the city right now? Is it Cade, Scuba, or Goff? But realistically, that checks out. That checks out. I remember when he got drafted. Legitimately, when we were in Birmingham, Jared Goff walking around with security to see the transformation of who Jared Goff was, like from security in Birmingham, which is one of the safest areas in this state, to now he's rolling with the confidence. And you see his head's up, his chin is up, he's outside, he's wearing the Detroit, everything. Now, you're right. I like, let's do this. We were going to talk Lions second hour. We're going to get to the Pistons game 2 tonight. I know you guys are excited. We'll get to that when we get there. Let's stick with Lions. I'm going to bring up the Lions talk now. Do we need to take a commercial break, or do you just want to run through it?
Let's take a quick one.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's keep with the Lions conversation because there's some good questions. I'll preview one for you. What has you most excited for 2026? Just think about that. With the Detroit Lions, what has you most excited for 2026? We'll get to that when we get back. But first, let me give you a message from, would it be a state's title?
Yes, sir. State's title.
I'm starting to get the rhythm of this thing, man. Yeah, I'm feeling it out. Yeah, whether you're buying a home or refinancing, the team at the State's Title Agency makes the closing process simple and convenient. Simple and convenient. Very zen-like. See when I say it's simple and convenient? Probably serving Michigan since 2003. That means they have the years. They have the experience, over 20 if you're counting, to make sure you know that they got your back. Combine that with the expertise in the B, they can guide any title or escrow transaction to a smooth landing like Sade. They know you're busy, which is why they offer weekend as well as late night closing. Now, you got to make an appointment. That's not hard, because once you make that appointment, guess what? They'll pull up on you. Sounds good to me. For all your title needs, call Mr. Deeds.
Hey, talking cruises and concerts with the boys, that stuff is easy, we know.
Cruising with the boys.
We got to hit a concert.
That's right. It's the stuff in your head that some of us, we all need a little bit of help with sometimes. Fortunately, Woodward Sports has partnered up with Pure Psychiatry. And these guys are amazing. They're all throughout Michigan. There's a few more in Northern Ohio. And what they do is they create a plan specifically tailored to your needs, whether it's PTSD, anxiety, whether you're just looking for some counseling, reach out to Pure Psychiatry. You can find them at PurePsychMI.com.
The Tigers are the best team in baseball. Get the best coverage in Detroit right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. Every Scooble start, every green homer, and all the action can be followed on all of our social media. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. It's World Series or bust, Detroit, and we are here for the ride. Woodward Sports. WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com. Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
This is a hungry bear. This is Carl and Jeff. Carl isn't worried because he has focused energy to spare thanks to Thrive energy pouches. Jeff didn't use Thrive when Carl offered. The bear is happy about that. Don't just survive. Thrive.
Game 2, Pistons, let's go. Cavs going down again. And if y'all didn't know, you can place any bet up to $1,000. If you lose, you get that bet back. All you gotta do is scan that QR code. Enter that code Woodward1000. If that first bet doesn't hit, you'll get your deposit back up to $1,000. $1,000 back. Download that Caesars Sportsbook app today, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Use code Woodward1000 or scan that QR code on your screen. And most people think energy comes in a 16-ounce can full of sugar. Oh my God, it hurts just thinking about that. Time to upgrade your game with Thrive Energy Pouches. It ain't yo daddy's dip. Tobacco-free, nicotine-free, clean energy, no jitters, no sugar crash. Thrive can be found at dipstop.com. Remember to use promo code WSN for 50% off your entire order. Thrive, clean energy, zero distractions. They just flipping work, y'all.
And we are back. Also, in case you guys didn't get the news, next Wednesday, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, it's going to be a fun show. The NFL schedule release 26. That's right. Next Wednesday.
Fans can't even sleep.
It's going to be on and pop. So we'll talk about that next Wednesday. But for right now, you know what? I want to make sure you guys feel heard, feel seen. So before we jump into this Lions topic, and what are you most excited for? Anson, get rid of Super
You
Chat.
opened up a Pandora's box. They all want to tell us about concerts, bro.
Well,
I love it.
there it is. Go ahead.
I love it. Real quick, Michael Weary gave us $2 to let us know his ranking. Pistons, Lions, Tigers, Wings. Wings still not done, he says.
Pissed. You see what it is.
Freddie Felt. He tapped in so many times with different Super Chats because he kept remembering shows he had been to, and he had to tell us.
Tell us.
Front row for Snoop, Shaka Khan, Maxwell, and Black Star.
Ooh, hey,
sick.
So you saw Maxwell too. Like I'm telling you like that. You know, I got a lady. Me and my lady went, but Maxwell, he bring him out.
Freddie Felt again.
I ain't talking about T.I.
I've seen Slayer 7 times. Freddie Felt again. This time with 5. I saw Nas perform Illmatic with the DSO. That is the Detroit Symphony Orchestra, for those of you.
That is nice.
In Detroit, and met him after the show. Wu-Tang, Nas, and
Get
De
to those
La
DSO
Soul.
shows.
Hey, that's a
in
nice
Chicago.
I'm telling y'all, get to those DSO shows.
Yeah, he got to meet
100%.
De La Soul and Dave Chappelle, all goats, he said.
Did you have to leave your wallet in the car?
Now-
Your phone?
Now, J-Rod Sayers tapped him with a $10 super chat. This is a little
Shout
out of the
J-Rod.
subject. This is directly to you,
heard
Braylon.
You know you go see Chappelle, you gotta leave everything in the car. What?
True story.
You have on draws? You gotta go back to the car.
Braylon, softball season starts tomorrow with my dudes from church.
Okay.
Friday nights
Oh.
through July 31st. Would love to have you play a doubleheader with us one week. Sterling Heights, 18 Mile, and DeQuinter.
Told y'all,
Delia
boy,
Park.
That east
Not
side.
Dodge, I think you meant
Always
Dodge.
trying to get me to the east side.
Better
All right, sure.
You guys got
know
the
what?
money,
Check
we got
this
the
out.
heart.
We'll see. We get answer your information. We'll see what it is. I
Yeah.
love softball season. I love softball. I'm in softball shape. You know, you can kind of do a little bit and still do a lot in softball.
Yes, sir.
So I
Yes,
love
sir.
softball. We'll see about that.
Email me, Anson@woodwardsports.com. We'll see if we can't make that work. And our final super chat for now, because I know you guys are going to tap in to win these prizes.
Yeah.
Mark's Michigan Adventures provides us the perfect segue to get back to the Lions. The most exciting thing for the Lions this year is the revamped offensive line and the easiest schedule in the NFL. They will win the division by 2 games minimum. He's confident.
Yeah.
Also, go Pistons.
Shout out to that. But let's jump right into that. B-Lad, I want to bring you back in on this one too, man. We're talking about what has you most excited for the season. Also, we have what has you most concerned and who are the early 7 NFC playoffs. Look, I'll start with the one. For me, what has me most excited is the return of the offensive line and the return of the running game. The Detroit Lions were so impactful when they had an offensive line that you can trust week in and week out. You can do a lot more things. Bring in Drew Petzing and you bring in Mike Kafka, the passing game coordinator. You're going to be able to do a lot when you have a professional like Blake Miller. Look, he'll have some growing pains and figure some things out. That's what all rookies go through. But I like him on that right side, Panay on the left, and then I love that you went out and got a center. You made it your goal. You made it your first aim. So the revamping of that offensive line, it's going to do a lot more for Jahmyr Gibbs. He won't have those moments where he disappears, and now you have a coach that knows how to get him going. So that offensive line is major for me. Drew Petzing being able to utilize that, Mike Kafka in the run game. Because one thing we didn't see last year, B-Lad, tell me I'm lying, was the utilization of play action pass.
Yeah, it felt like we didn't do any of that.
I didn't see any play action pass because we didn't have a lot of time.
For sure.
Play action pass and running, I'm excited about that. That's what I'm most excited about.
Yeah, I can agree with that for sure, and I'm an offensive guy, so that always
Shout
brings
to the
some
receivers.
excitement. Heck yeah, oh yeah, that always brings some excitement to me, But now I would definitely probably say I'm most excited about the defensive line.
Ooh,
Derek Moore coming in, I really think he can actually be a threat, and that's Braylon touched on it yesterday. We've been begging for this. Like, come on, Brad, we need an edge opposite of Aiden. I think we have it, but that leads me to my concern, and that's the secondary. And not just because of the personnel we have, but the injuries. We still don't know about Kirby. We don't know when Branch is going to be back, and that's the only reason why I'm concerned. If they were back healthy, like if we knew that 100%, I don't really know where my concern would be to be completely honest with you guys. But right now, having Derek Moore opposite Aiden Hutchinson should automatically, especially if he pans out to what he's supposed to be, maybe that won't affect the secondary as much because they won't, the quarterbacks won't have 6 seconds to throw the ball every time, and they have to play man defense in the back end, especially. We have the craziest receiver core in the NFC North, and that's part of the reason why, especially on the perimeter. DJ Reed, there was a couple times last year where he got exposed a little bit. Terrion Arnold, same kind of deal.
Can't wait to see the Giants this year if they're using them. We got something for you, big fella.
Yeah, right. So that's where I lie, and if Derek Moore can come in here and be a real threat, I think that we will be just fine. And because I said it before on one of the shows, I got, watching Houston last year, their front four was relentless, and I actually got so jealous watching them. Like, I genuinely was like, why can't we have this over here? Now I think we have I don't think we're there yet at all. But we have a potential to be in the future, especially if Derek Moore pans out.
We got a potential to be that now, too. And my question, because you're right, you watch the Texans defense, man. I'm talking about top to bottom, man. Whether it's Shazier, whether it is Toa, who's an amazing linebacker, amazing speed. And then you talk about, you don't even have to talk about the D-line. Because you talk about the best rush edge on the team in terms of a tandem, Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson Jr.
They got Jalen Petrie.
And then the DBs. Like, you look at their DBs. Roger McCreary can play the game, but he's here because they got a couple DB1s and DB2 over there. My thing with the Lions secondary, I think Terrion Arnold's going to be much better this year.
Yeah.
I think DJ Reed will be better. I think the defensive line, to what you said, will be better. I like Roger McCreary fighting with the Keith Avenue for that third spot. I think with the no safety pickups, I'm not trying to play a game of poker, and I'm not telling you misinformation. I think when you look at the energy surrounding Brian and surrounding Kirby, I think they're a lot better and a lot further along than people think. So I think it'd be a good time for me. Anson, what are you most excited for? And then you can turn around and go.
Well, I was most excited about the new look offense, and then second most excited, I was excited about the defensive line. Thanks, guys. Maybe we'll see some more punts this year?
Hold on. I was very specific. Yes. I said offensive line. He said defensive line. What are you most excited
I want to see. So this is still a top 5 offense last year.
Yeah, absolutely.
With no offensive coordinator. Right? I mean, we had an offensive coordinator, but we didn't really.
You're right.
I don't know what Drew Petzing's going to be here. I don't know what type of system he's going to initiate. Is it going to be the 12 personnel, 13 personnel? Or is he going to try and create a second great tight end on this team? Is he going to run it down people's throats? He has more options and more weapons than he's ever had. So I am very curious to see what that looks like. Because even though we put up all the numbers that we did last year, we still couldn't score against the Steelers and the Vikings in some of these games. And then even the damn
couldn't
Giants.
Run the ball.
We couldn't run the ball. We couldn't protect our quarterback. I'm excited to see what one of the most potent offense looks like in new hands.
Hey, you know what, though, man? When you talk about the Lions' offensive line versus the defensive line, I initially, when I'm talking about which one do I think is further ahead, I want to believe that it's the offensive line. But when I think about the Pittsburgh Steelers game and those two, back-to-back gashes that just put us away, that's where I'm like, you know what, I'm really, really, really intrigued with what they did on this defensive line and if they got that shored up. Because that was a problem, especially when you talk about the linebackers. You're hoping that Jack Campbell and Co. are in much better position because it wasn't just that game. What was another one of those images that just kind of stick out in our heads? Derek Barnes all sprout out on the sideline. So
I'm talking about J-Mo?
Yeah.
The other J-Mo?
Yeah.
Winston?
Yes.
J-Mo Winston?
And that's the thing,
That's what, man. It's an interesting question, man. I like this.
Yeah, no, 100%. As it relates to the offensive line versus the defensive line, I can understand. I think the defensive line might be a little bit ahead. And the reason why I say that, you look at what Talik Williams was last season. Aleem McNeil will now be healthy. Let me say that again, ladies and gentlemen. He is a big fella.
That's
Tore
right.
his ACL.
You expect
later
a big
in
bounce back?
I am. When you tear your ACL as a guy that weighs 320 or plus, man, it takes a little bit longer to get back. And he got injured at the end of 24. I want to say it was November.
Yeah, so talk about him.
100%. So when you look at that, I think he'll have a big year this year. And I think Derek Moore, it's easier to come in as a rookie and play rush edge versus coming in and playing tackle and figuring out the nuances of the game. So I think they'll be ahead. My concern, though, as you mentioned it, is it's having the duality of Drew Petzing and Mike Kafka. Because sometimes when you have too many chefs in the kitchen, the food isn't good, no matter how good the chefs are.
Right.
And also you have a third chef in that kitchen because even though Big Dan says he's done with play calling abilities, secretly, we know Dan Campbell likes to call plays. So for me, the concern is them meshing B-Lad, Anson, Sweet Potato, and Kool-Aid. Those guys meshing and getting it together. Can Kafka get the offensive line, the pass game going in cohesion to what your boy Drew Petzing is doing with the running game. So my biggest concern is them mixing, because we know what straw stirs the drinks. It's the offense for the Detroit Lions, led by the offensive line. So that dual offensive coordinator.
Let's go back to the defense here. The Purple Puma 8804 with a $10 super chat. Do you think the Lions should run the 5-2 monster or 3-4 defense? He thinks that the 3-4 makes it easier to transition into a 4-2-5 or 5-1-5 during the sub packages like nickel.
I think they should run whatever will protect their defensive secondary the most. Like, run what will protect the secondary the most, what will get you to the quarterback the fastest. Like, breaking down the schemes, whether it's 5-2 monster, 3-4, sometimes it's not about the scheme. What can you design, Kelvin Shepard, that will get your rush-ins to the quarterback at the same time providing you some help on the back end for the safeties that, regardless if they're going to be healthy or not, they're still coming off injuries, and you still don't fully know if your DBs are guys that can lock it down. So, for me, whatever gets more pressure on the quarterback by still protecting your secondary.
We need a better core of linebackers before we start talking about that.
What's your confidence level in Kelvin Shepard? You know, there's a lot of people who want to see him take a big step forward. I'm surprised, on the Sunday show to see how many people don't believe he's up to the par. But I'm looking forward to Kelvin Shepard in year 2 with Dan Campbell being able to also help him on that side of the ball a little bit more, since hopefully the offensive side isn't going to be hemorrhaging like it was last year.
This is what I feel about Kelvin Shepard. Realistically, like, it's not all on him what that defense was last year. One, there were a lot of injuries. You're talking about 2 All-Pros. Hard stop there. You're talking about 2 All-Pros, and Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph are out. Also, too, that linebacker situation, that's a linebacking core that Kelvin Shepard inherited. And you want to give excuses talking about you want to give excuses for what the Lions did as a team, as a whole, what the record is. Most of those injuries happen on the defensive side of the ball. So when it refers to Kelvin Shepard, he's got to be better this year. He's got to make some more plays. He's got to put the players in better situations. But we need stability in players at those positions. So I think those 2 things are going to happen this year. That's why they went out and got hella DBs in the offseason. That's why they went out and got yourself some edge rushers and some linebackers. My only question is, for him to be a former linebacker in this league, for him to coach linebackers, it feels very interesting that he kind of has neglected the linebacker position. Damone Clark, Jimmy Roeder, those are the 2 linebackers we have gotten in the offseason so far. So just a bit puzzling.
I can't.
But he will be better this year.
I can't not say Vic Damone every time I hear that, man. But
who the F is a Vic Damone? Ain't nobody ever heard of him.
You look right before the bye week when the defense was largely healthy. You hold Tampa Bay to 9 points. You hold the Chiefs to 17.
That Tampa Bay game, like, hey, you're right. It's what you play at the time, but that's a deceptive one.
Well, and then
Mike
week
Evans
3
was hurt. That was Chris Godwin's first game back. Bucky Irvin was hurt in that game. What's his name?
Mike Evans got hurt in the middle of that game.
2 linemen were out that game.
I got to be honest with you. I've never been a Kelvin Shepard guy. I know that you look at the second half of the season and you got to take it with a grain of salt because of all the injuries.
Yeah.
But to your point, at what point does the defensive coordinator get to pound the table for additions? I mean, they got it here in the second round. Big addition with Mr. Moore coming into the defensive line, but
that's why it should be better.
They just have they've neglected all of the defense that they got here.
Because what you said, here's why I push back on people that are complaining about Kelvin Shepard. Look, whether you're believing him or not, give him more than a year, because
give him more than what he has.
This is essentially the same thing we said about Aaron Glenn. Nobody liked Aaron Glenn in 2021.
True.
Nobody liked Aaron Glenn
True.
to be at halfway point of 2022.
Yep.
Towards the end of 22, when now you're 9-8, you're 10, you're 8-2 in the last 10 games, and now you see what can be. Then the excuses start getting made for Aaron Glenn. He doesn't have anybody. And then you have the 2023 draft. So if you did that about Aaron Glenn, who became – shout out to Aaron Glenn, who's taken a lot of the Detroit culture to New York. We'll get you on that. But 100%, when you have that same situation, give him that same space. Because last year you had so many players that were out on the defense. It kind of reminds you of the Tigers pitching staff right now. Yeah, I'm saying, hey, okay, maybe I went over your head. But realistically, give him a second, like we gave AG a second, and it turned into something special.
You mad at AG for what is he appropriating Detroit culture?
You know what? Who started it? Like, who started it would be my question.
That's a good question.
And if you guys don't know what we're talking about,
you're about to find out.
Go ahead and throw that picture up when you get a second. This was taken of a certain player who now plays for my old franchise, in which he first started his career, by the way. Geno Smith, rocking the grit.
Shirt?
What the hell is this?
What is that?
No, seriously, what is this?
This is so
Kool-Aid piss.
So this is why I asked the question. Like, did AG come up with grit here, and then they use it, and then he took grit? Shout out to Michael Blackston. Friday after
Kool-Aid
next,
for getting
or next
upset
Friday.
over that. I love it.
But even if you came up with this, even if I came up with this, I would leave it where I left. Like at the end of the day, because when I'm starting a franchise, which is now the New York Jets, AG, it's that reign, we got to do something different. Like, I don't want to bring the same exact thing. Even Ben Johnson, who we know created some stuff here, he has his own stuff down there. Whether you think it's corny or not, he has his own stuff down
Iceman,
there.
he likes to steal shit too.
Well, that's Caleb.
He's the coach of the team.
But Caleb still
they are culture appropriators throughout the rest of the NFL.
But anyway, you and Caleb, this right here though,
catfish.
Like if it were me and I Kool-Aid, you cannot take something from another team and bring it. It's the same thing.
That exact same thing is where it's at. Look, can you say, you know what?
Grit.
Obviously the foundation can be utilized, but come up with your own word. Come up with something else. When you're going, you just straight up plagiarize. All I hear in my head when I see this picture.
That's illegal at Michigan.
Look, bro. Look, all I hear.
That's illegal at Michigan.
Look, bro. All I hear. Let me put this up. It's like Drake.
Oh my
Drake.
So what's
Drake?
Is that shirt like folded, or is there a slightly different design?
That's
to it?
the jet wing.
Oh, that's what it is. Clever. Good eye.
Yep.
But they could have picked another word. Another word. Why grit? Like if you're another football player, bro, how are you feeling about that?
Like if I'm a football player with the
and you understand
with
like
the Lions,
one of your competitors, one of your teams, and now your current coach is here. This is how you're rocking?
I mean, I would be like, I guess.
The chat is
I would say I would guess. What I said is what I feel. Like I wouldn't take something from one team to the next. I'm trying to start things anew. But if I'm a player and I see it, I'm like, all right, I guess. Lord knows they need some grit. But I will come up with something.
The majority of the chat is upset.
They should be.
Meanwhile, Freddie just continues to super chat in concerts he's been to. There's been like 3 more, dude. We'll get to those later.
We'll get to those in a second. But that's where I'm at with it in terms of Kelvin Shepherd. I believe that you give him some players, you give him some healthy players, you give him a second year. Being a head coach or being a coordinator, when it's your responsibility to control a whole side of the ball, like it takes a second. It takes a second to learn, and especially when you're coming over and taking over a team when they're not at their best. Like it's not like he jumped into the team in 2024. It's not like he jumped in as a coordinator in 2023. He jumped in
the organization.
100%. He jumped in at the worst particular time in the last 5 years for his organization. So give him a shot, give him a second. We'll see what it is.
And I will say, every defensive coordinator's dream, they have 2 dreams. That's number 1, having an elite run defense. Number 2, in the passing defense, rushing 4 and dropping 7. Hopefully we can rush 4 and drop 7, because that is just a thing of art. Like if you get to the quarterback violently, that's how you win games.
Yeah,
sacks are just a pad number.
Championships.
Sacks.
Speaking of championships, Detroit Pistons are trying to get there, but they got to go through the Cleveland Cavs. We'll have more talk on that. But when we get back, we will finish this conversation. Who are the early 7 favorites to go to the NFC playoffs? But let's get a message in from
Doc Pierce and
Dr. Pierce, the injury insider. You know what time it is, Doc. Doc is the guy. What did I tell you? He came on the show 2 days ago, just getting the scuba knowledge. Shout out to my boy B-Lab for breaking that for us. And what did he say? He said it ain't gonna take 3 months. It won't take 3 to 4 months. I'll take the under on 2 months. And he was actually right. 4 to 6 weeks. That's why we rock with Doc. That's why he's our guy. That's why he is our injury insider. You can trust the information that comes out of his mouth as it relates to your body as well. Go see him, Michigan Sports and Spine, 248-426-9944. Scan this QR code above my head. I don't even have to talk about him. You know what he does. He will get you back. Golf season's coming up. A lot of guys floating around with this tennis elbow, tennis back, ladies as well. Go see Doc. Guarantee your handicap drop just a little.
It is official. The nation's favorite style of pizza is from Detroit. Deep dish style, created by our partners at Buddy's Pizza, and they've been doing it for 80 years. They got them all around Metro Detroit, and now they've got catering too. Hook up with us. Use that code you see there, Woodward 20, when you head on over to buddyspizza.com or buddyspizza.com/catering and get yourself 20% off your next order. You can find them again at buddyspizza.com.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasta salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
This is a hungry bear. This is Carl and Jeff. Carl isn't worried because he has focused energy to spare thanks to Thrive energy pouches. Jeff didn't use Thrive when Carl offered. The bear is happy about that.
Don't just survive, thrive. It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Black Rock Bar and Grill, a sizzle above the rest. Let's put the sizzle to the side for a second. Let's talk about Mother's Day. Mother's Day buffet, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Look, you got to reserve. Make your reservations because it is going to be loaded. It is going to be fun. So everybody's got to come out to Black Rock because the service, the experience, and food fresh, man. Talking about Mother's Day early, that buffet, fresh out of church, or if you don't go to church, you watch a little bit of online, go get that buffet at Top Rock. Now, we bring the sizzle back into it. They always are sizzle for the rest.
I know you guys miss the Lady Jane's ladies behind us. So why don't you go and visit them yourself? We got 50-plus locations around Metro Detroit.
Switch it.
You can walk in anytime, Kool-Aid, and switch that frame over there. And you can get your hair did. 10 to 8, 7 days a week, no appointment needed. You get the scalp massage, all of that good stuff. It's Lady Jane's. It's wicked awesome.
Come back to you guys, and we back.
I'm always laughing when you say get your hair did. 100%. All right, look, let's clean some super chats because I understand people are still talking about the concert. Concerts gets people going.
Well, at least one of them is.
Shout out to boy Freddie Felt, man. We
Shout
got
out
to get
to
him
the
back in the
legend
studio,
chat,
man.
for sure. We will get him back. And he had a great idea that I'm going to hold to myself.
Okay.
Talk
fair.
to our guy Joey. See if we can dial that up for our friend Freddie. Freddie Felt. Paul McCartney and Childish Gambino at LCA.
That's a hell of a combo.
Can you guess who the next super chat's from?
Freddie
Felt, front row for DMX at the Joe, and Jeezy and Flint. Can you guess who the next one's from?
Michael, I'm just joking.
Freddie Felt, Isley Brothers in Chicago, front row for K. Dot and SZA.
You know what I'm noticing about most of his concerts is 2 words: front row. Shout out to Freddie Felt, man. The place to that part, living life right.
And shout out to Rando Smalls.
Shout out to Rando. Appreciate you, Rando.
The blatant.
He's pissed about that AG stuff.
Well, he's pissed about the Iceman stuff. He says there is only one.
There is.
And it is the Iceman, George Kirk.
1,000%.
Not the catfish.
Was definitely
the
not.
Catfish will be on ice this season.
You hope so.
I know so.
Feel like Disney on
I
ice?
like catfish.
Not that good. It won't be that good, buddy.
Cajun season?
It won't be that
All
good.
right. We spent enough time talking about the Lions, man. Let's switch to a team that actually plays tonight. It is your Detroit Pistons.
Sure.
Win game 1. And it got a little tight for a second, but they pull up. They win by 10, 111 to 101. Kool-Aid coming to you. This is your team. This is your squad. What do the Pistons need to do to stay ahead? Because they controlled game 1 pretty much the whole game, even the comeback. They controlled it. What do they need to do to stay ahead and play at that pace?
One, I think that obviously the Cleveland Cavaliers know they got to fight a lot early on. They have to establish some type of consistency. And so I want the Pistons to be able to weather the early storm and come out with urgency early on. I love the fact that the Pistons were on attack. They allowed Durant to be able to attack at Jared Allen.
He tried to get to the rack, man. The first 3 possessions. I was all right.
First 3 possessions, and what happened within like the first 6 minutes of the game? Jared Allen, 6 to 8 minutes of the game. Jared Allen, 3 fouls out of there. And the one thing we know is this: if he's in there, he makes things a little bit more tough at the rim for the people that are trying to get into the lane. And it allows Evan Mobley to be able to switch more and stay out on the perimeter more when Jared Allen is there. So when he's out there, not out there, I think that this plays well into the Pistons' hand and to their benefit. And so I want to see them on the attack because you also saw Danis Jenkins able to even get downhill. Cade Cunningham able to get into the lane. Asar Thompson and co., along with Jalen Durant having one of his best games of the playoffs. So stay on attack. You know, obviously they're going to make adjustments, but can you enforce your will? You know, are you good enough as the number 1 seed, 60 wins and all that, to say, you know what? Yeah, our identity's back. We're feeling ourselves. We're in that rhythm and in that chemistry. And offensively, can you go out there, continue to share the ball early on? You know, obviously, K limiting those turnovers and his team limiting the turnovers early. These are things that are going to contribute to the Detroit Pistons being able to go out there and I think control what's going to be a raucous environment, in the arena. But I think a very, very hostile one on the court because where Cleveland isn't as physical, they're going to have to make up for in scrappiness, and I expect them to really bring it tonight.
Can they win this thing, the Cavaliers, without hitting everything from 3? Can they win this game in the paint?
No.
I don't think quite the paint. So. But what I am keeping my eye on is Mr. came here and didn't miss a shot during his draft workout, Mr. Donovan Mitchell. I have no idea how he was never in a Pistons jersey outside of that workout. But those guys play very, very well in the mid-range, and they can get to the free throw line. So do I expect their team to still shoot a good 35% from behind the arc? Yes, because they're a good three-point shooting team. But I expect Donovan Mitchell and James Harden to get to their points more, like how we were asking out of Cade Cunningham. Get to your points. Get to your mid-range. Get downhill off the pick and roll. I expect them to be a lot more intentional about that. But the interesting thing is this, and it's really starting to bother me, all right? This is an interesting thing to me. You will keep hearing the Cavaliers and whether they saying it ain't nothing that the Pistons did, as if their defense is nothing. They literally said the turnovers, it ain't nothing. And maybe there's some games.
Meanwhile,
why would you just throw that up there?
Meanwhile, you got Donovan Mitchell and his coach, on doing interviews talking about, well, maybe I should just flop, baby. Like that's what we're at. Game 1
that I'm like,
has already pushed you to the point where you're complaining about the refs. You're complaining, saying maybe you should flop. Like that mindset alone. Like, that mindset alone is why Donovan Mitchell can't necessarily get to the place that he wants to get to. Because those aren't comments you make. Like, if you just like that, That's not comments you make. That comment, like, if I knew nothing about basketball, but I understood excuse making, I'm like, he's probably he's a good player, but he probably ain't won nothing, huh? And guess what? He hasn't.
He hasn't.
Yeah, he hasn't. But Anson, for you,
Preaching, dog.
Here's a question for you: is what players need to continue to step up off that bench? Because the bench and how they played was major in Game 1 for the Detroit Pistons. You got bench play, you got to spread out, and everybody had that intensity. What players, though, are you looking to either continue or step up?
It's really just got to be one guy each game because our starting five are very strong. We know that Dunk's going to hit some threes. We know what Cade's going to do. We hope that
it feels
Duran's
so
going
good
show
to say
up.
that. We know Dunk's going to hit some threes.
We know.
Because we did not know. For a very long time in this season.
We had to wonder.
100%. Shout out to Duncan Robinson.
Yeah, but I look at a guy like Danis and what he meant in the last game. We've seen Karis LeVert put up really, really good minutes, at least plus-minus minutes, maybe not affecting the box score a lot. I think that we've seen great stretches out of Beef Stew. I don't think that this is a Paul Reed series, but ultimately it has to be one of those guys off the bench, and maybe it's the Holland. Maybe it's Danis, or maybe it's Karis LeVert. It's got to be one of those three games, maybe even on a rotating basis. We need a big game from one of those three players. I can't put my finger on just one because I can't tell you that Danis is going to be able to do what he did in Game 1 over and over again through this series. But I know, I've told you guys, there's going to be a game where Karis LeVert hits 16 points and helps us get a W. And there's going to be a game like we saw in the first one where Ron Holland, he does those intangible, what does George Blaha call him, Mr. Hustle?
Mr. Hustle.
Yeah, when he gets out there and does those smart, controlled
Defense to
Mr.
offense
Hustle
real
plays.
quick.
Yeah, he was great. So I can't put it on one guy. I don't think that we have that guy off the bench. It can happen in one game, but it's got to be at least one of those three guys each game this series.
It's an ideology.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, 100%. I think this is going to be a Cade game, so I'm not necessarily that's the guy to perform because he's your guy. He's your fearless leader. He's the guy that's got to perform every
30
night.
plus?
But
Yes.
Yep. I'm agreeing with this is going to be one of those type of nights because they're going to play a little bit smarter. I think you're going to have that second guy this night, and I think it's Beef Stew. Because I think the physicality is going to be there.
Okay.
They're going to try to get Jalen. They're going to try to return the favor of Jared Allen on Jalen Duran this game.
They got to get Jared Allen going.
100%. So that means we're going to need Beef Stew's physicality. We're going to need Beef Stew's ability to be able to put the ball in the hoop from time to time. But what I'm really looking out of him, I'm looking for him to be smart. I'm looking for him to be intelligent physically this game. That's what I got to be. The emotion, drop that to the side. Because, you know what, as much as I give him guff, if you will, Beef Stew can play. Beef Stew goes out there, he makes plays, and when he plays well, he impacts the crowd. He impacts the
really
team.
does.
They feed off his energy, so I can admit when I'm wrong, they feed off his energy. I think he's a guy that has to perform for you tonight. Look for Beef Stew to get around 6 rebounds, have 10 points. I think he's a guy. But Cade,
and only one boneheaded play.
I'm cool with that. But this is going to be a Cade game. This is the Cade. You had your night off. You had your 23, still got people involved, still did your thing. I think Kool-Aid, B-Lad, and my boy Sweet Potato, it's Cade night. I'm looking for Cade to have 33, 8, and 8.
His house.
Yeah, we got the over-unders if you want to go through those.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Hey, come on, B-Lad. Let's
feed it through the convo.
Yes, sir. So we got some people in the chat asking about some props for tonight's game right now. Shout out to Caesar Sportsbook for this one right now.
Shout out.
The Pistons are favored. They are minus 3.5 to cover the spread. And they are also minus 165 for their money line. And the total points scored for this game is 216 points over under.
That's the Pistons
108,
as favorites in 9 straight playoff games. I believe that will end
How many
in Game
wins?
3.
4?
5.
Okay.
But I believe that will end in Game 3. I think that's the first time that we will see the Pistons a dog.
Yep. And Cade Cunningham, to highlight him, his over-under, his line is set at 23.9 points. Donovan Mitchell's set at 28.
Yeah.
23.9?
23.
So
23.9, so 24.
I'll take that 24 all day.
Yeah. So,
But Vegas knows stuff, man.
they
Careful.
do. Look,
Donovan Mitchell was 28.
so that's the next question I want to ask. Getting through this, so I'm gonna take. I'll take the under on the Pistons score. I'll take the under on the Pistons score.
What was the over 220?
It's 3.5. No, I mean in terms of like the
You like the Pistons cover?
Yeah, I like the Pistons to no. The Pistons won't cover.
Oh, they won't.
No, the Pistons
it'll be close?
Yeah, I think it's
That
gonna be close.
close, huh?
Pistons. So no on the close. 165 on the win. You can give them the win. 216 on the score. I think it's going to be under that. That means you average of 108 a team. I think you're looking at around 203.
212 yesterday.
Yeah,
2 days ago.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tighter than that. Yeah. So under on that. K over. Yeah. And I'm going to take over on Donovan Mitchell because that's where I think he's going to go off. I think he's going to go off. You're not going to see him take that many good, clean shots that he took in game one and miss like that, whether it was bunnies, whether it was mid-range, or whether it was behind the arc.
Saw it, huh?
Kool-Aid, what do you think about Donovan Mitchell? Like, I'm trying to figure out a way to get to it. He can't have another game like he did. If he goes off, how can you still win the game? Maybe that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if he goes off,
he's going off.
I still believe the Detroit Pistons can win the game because at that point in time, if they're still attacking, if they're still getting Jared Allen and Evan Mobley into foul trouble and still controlling the backboards, the rebounds, that's where you win the game because then you force the Cleveland Cavaliers to have to be just that much more perfect. If you look at this game that they just played, the Cavaliers didn't necessarily shoot bad. The team shot relatively close to each other, decent three-point percentages as well. But the Detroit Pistons had this thing comfortably in hand for most of this game, except for a small stretch, and then took control again. So I believe even if Donovan Mitchell goes off, continue the attack, continue to do what you do best, and that's go out there and rebound everything and take away those second chance opportunities for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
An interesting response to what you were just talking about in the 3-ball game. We're entering a new era. Only one of the top 11 teams who take the most 3-point attempts is alive in these playoffs, and that is the Cleveland Cavaliers. I believe they rank 6th, but out of the top 11 teams, all of them gone, all eliminated.
Live by the 3.
Die
by the 3.
That's right, baby.
And let me ask you this, though, man. Like, I believe Cleveland will play more zone this game. I think they'll play more of a 2-3 zone. When you watch the Pistons play, when you watch over this past season, young guys have struggled when you slow it to a half-court game, when you slow it to a crawl. I think they play more zone. Thoughts?
I think that's a great move if that's what they dial up in Cleveland. You look at what Orlando did clogging the lane.
Reigning defending coach of the year, Kenny Atkinson. Where you at? What you know? What's going on?
That's right. But you look at what Orlando was able to do with us in clogging that lane, and it forced us to take a lot of threes in the games that we lost.
Yeah.
We weren't working it inside. We weren't trying to get to the free throw line. We figured out by the end of that series that we had to play their game and beat them at it, being more bruising and more physical in order to get out of that series. We are more bruising and we are more physical than Cleveland. So I imagine they will try and dial that up, and it might work for a game or two. But eventually that will kind of be their Achilles heel to me. I'm not sure how this team beats the Pistons in this series. I still see it going 7. But I think that they're going to try things like zone. They're going to try man, and by game 5, I don't think that they can stop us from getting in the lane. And if Duren can wake up, kind of start to see that in these last 2 games. We talked about that plus-minus, plus 37 over his last 2. If he can start to get to work in that zone, they're going to have a real problem, man.
That's what I loved a lot about how Cade Cunningham was surgically picking about the Cavaliers' defense to basically hand the ball to Jalen Duren. There was a couple times I thought Cade could have floated it, could have tried to dunk it, or could have just shot the mid-range off of that. But it was almost as if the leader was like, come on, boy. Come on, bro. And to show him, dog, no one out here stop. This ain't the same series. Like, let's get going. I love that. I absolutely do.
But there's nobody that can stay in front of Cade.
Nope.
Defensively for them. So they kind of have to go to the zone.
Well, the big is always going to step up. You're right.
That's right.
Yep.
And that's the thing about it, just all together, they don't play defense. You're talking about 2 of their best players, James Harden and Donovan Mitchell. For as great as Donovan Mitchell is, he doesn't play defense on the other side. James Harden, we've always known about. So that's where I just know that the Pistons won't lose to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like, they do not play defense. So now they'll go to a zone. But when you got the Pistons shooting like they did in game 1 from the 3-point arc, is that the zone that you want to take? So I'm confident. The way that
you need Toby.
Yeah, 100.
If everybody's shooting from the perimeter the way that they did in game 1, the whole NBA is in trouble.
Whole NBA is cooked.
Fact.
But it's a big if. It's a big if.
Switching gears, same topic. What's the environment going to be like tonight? Because when we watched it through the TV, Cam, you talked about it, wasn't necessarily as loud as you wanted. It didn't match what Game 7 was. Game 7s have a different level of intensity, but it didn't match what Game 7 was in that intensity. This is the second round of the playoffs. It's Cleveland. This is the Pistons. Back at the crib, you saw the people that were there. Big Shine. You look at the you look at the Lions were there. Bryce Underwood was on the sideline. So the crowd is popping. Like, what does the atmosphere look like tonight?
I think that's a great time to bring in this super chat from
Boom.
She Loves Me on Payday. Wants to know thoughts on Pistons fans not wearing the playoff shirts at LCA. Listen, this is not Auburn Hills.
Yeah.
Families knew they could go to Auburn Hills, no problem. Families are just starting to hear that they can go to Detroit, all right? And back in the day and still now, Pistons game, it's an event. It's a fashion show. You want to be fashionably late. Nobody wants to be in their seat for a half hour before the game except for our guy, Matt.
You saw him in there hanging out.
Yeah, and they even talked, like we had Mason in here on Monday, and he was talking about that issue, and they made a decision. They're just going to do hoop hankies from now on, period. It is what it is, man. Listen, they're not going to get there early. I wish that they will. We're going to implore you that you do because we need another great first period. They didn't need you 2 nights ago. They need you tonight, so show up early, Detroit.
Yeah, look, man, I don't want to take anything from Detroiters. Detroiters, we move different. It is what it is. Like, when you talk about fashion, when you talk about your own pace, that is Detroit. Like, whether it's Motown music influence, whether it's like, we come with that swag. We come with that chill. I need you to still be swagged out. I still need you to be dressed to impress.
Detroit drip.
But I need you in that seat of 7. I don't care if you wear the shirt or not. At the end of the day, have your butt in the seat. Please. You put your outfit on, you want to be smooth,
and loud.
Wave it around. Yeah, I get it. And people like, I don't want anybody telling me what to wear, etc. Whatever. Just make sure you in that seat by 7:05.
Yes, please. And loud.
Get 7:05. What you think the atmosphere? Same thing? Oh, you know what? Let's do this. Let's take another quick commercial break because we got Doc coming up. And we still have something cool to get to. So let's do that when we get back. Who's 5 would beat who's 5? Hey. Give you more information when we get back. First, let's get a message in from
Supreme Lending.
Hey, your most important asset, it's your home, guys. And I think so many people make the mistake when they're refinancing or they're purchasing that they wait until the last minute to go and see their lender. We got Chris and Chad over at Supreme Lending. And whether you're a month away, 3 months away, or a full year away from buying your first home, buying your new home, or refinancing your current home, get on the phone with them now. And what they're going to do is they're going to get you in shape. They're going to get you through a couple of steps so that you can be in your best situation as a borrower. That means a lower interest rate, better terms, and 0 down payment programs are available as well. Check them out. They are Supreme. They are Supreme Lending.
Injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
It's game on at Art and Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art and Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports. You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking, and the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports. Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
Yes, sir. Looking to take your relaxation to the next level? Then you got to check out Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest. They carry top brands like Infinity and Osaki, making it the go-to destination for premium comfort and cutting-edge wellness technology. Be sure to visit Dr. Eric Duncan, the Wellness Doc, and the creator of the #1 YouTube channel for massage chair reviews at The Wellness Doc. Book your visit today at massagechairhouse.com or simply scan the QR code on your screen. Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation.
Literally bone fragment. So they're going to go in there, smooth it out. You can be as little as 2 weeks. We're looking at, I would say that 6 to 8 week time frame is probably more realistic, just because he's so sensitive, and we want to probably not make sure we prematurely bring him back. Again, I'm comfortable with the under on 3 months with him.
Looks like we need Doc whenever you're making bets on Caesar's bet, because he can get you there, because he definitely nailed
was on the
under
money
on that. But this is what we talk about. This is why I say when we have people on the show, it's people that know what the hell they're talking about. And you know how I feel about Doc. Doc was 100% right. Doc, my guy, good to see you. Talk about the scuba thing. How'd you know, and where are we at now that he's had the procedure?
You know, what was exciting is that it was easy. It wasn't easy. But the whole 3 months, the whole excitement, they just don't understand. They want to sensationalize everything. Yeah. This was another thing. This is kind of fallen into what we talked about. I said 6 to 8 weeks. It looks like it's going to be 4 to 6. I think they come back a little bit cautiously. And I want to throw the money in there right away, but he's got to come back 110%.
Hell yeah.
This isn't coming back like I talk about. Him at 80% is better than other guys at 100%. Because of what he has in front of him, again, it's a business, but himself, he's a superstar that takes the pride. The money's over here, and he knows about it, but this guy is pride first, and that's what I love about him. This guy's 2 Cy Young winners. I mean, he is about knowing when his body is ready. So I'm probably favoring that 6 week. Let him start throwing, seeing how he's doing. But again, it was a simpler procedure. It was more cautious. Again, glass half full. I think we went in there, we cleaned up some issues. We smoothed out those ligaments. We smoothed out the bony areas. Yeah. And again, that secret sauce stuff. To be to be more beneficial in the future.
I'm going to come back to something you said in the beginning because this ain't the Doc I know. Doc said, well, it was easy, and then you backed off. Doc, you ain't got to be humble now. You know because you knew. Man, you got to stay on.
Doc.
Doc was like, well, it was easy for you. It may not have been easy for everybody else, but you, that guy, it was easy for you.
But it was even ESPN. Did you see ESPN all over it?
I try not to watch them as much. But
I do because their
clip
was right next to my clip.
Oh,
so I had to watch it. So I'm like, what are they saying? And they're like all over the 3 months, and they're talking about this money. They didn't talk anything medical. There was no medical. So for ESPN, a shout out. You need real medical people if you're gonna start talking medical issues.
Spicy Doc.
Doc, talk that.
Sorry, I'm standing up here.
Talk that stuff, Doc. Before we get into the rest of the Tiger staff, because there's a lot of pictures heard, we can get into that. But we talk something open up, and I know you're very passionate about this. What's the last big concert you went to?
You talking about Rock Doc?
See, that's what I'm talking about, the Rock Doc. This is the guy. Bruno Mars concert's coming up this Saturday, so it led us to concerts, led us to concert spaces, whether it's Pine Knob, whether it's LCA, the Palace back in the day. Michigan now is in the fold with the first concert last year. And you know Morgan Whalen's going to, Wild and Harvey said, he's going to be at Ann Arbor this August. I got tickets. I'll probably give them away on this show. But anyway, Doc,
he's a good concert.
Yeah, it's a vibe. It's festival.
I know you have
outside.
that country outfit because I've seen it.
You saw that?
You need to wear it for the second time in a year.
You know the Pistons won again.
What was it, Jack Daniels or something?
It was Jack. Look at that with the cowboy hat.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's Ford Field with Bruno this weekend. Will I be there? There might be a sighting of me being there.
We have to talk.
It's huge for Bruno Mars. I've met him a couple times. He up and coming.
How is he? What's his temperament? How is he?
Back then, he was humble, but he had a little diva to him. He had a little diva going.
Sound about right for somebody that's 4'9".
Yeah. So when he's selling out 2 nights at Ford Field and he's doing the big fields, the guy's made it. He's in his zone. This is his years. You've seen about Morgan Wallen. We talked about him going from the Ford Field now to the big house. That's a big jump. What's exciting for me is doing the small venues too. Like there's a Charlie Booth that's coming out with Jordan, our trainer. He's traveling with them. They're going to be in Detroit here on the 19th. There's a lot of stuff coming up. I love my Live Nation guys, my 313 guys.
Out.
I mean, they're we've been together 25 years. Yeah. I mean, I've been doing this since 2000. A lot of stories, a lot of excitement. Kind of like, it's fun being back there, but it's not as exciting as you may think it is.
100%. Kool-Aid, where else we going? Because, I kind of wanted to tap into some of that Lion stuff, but what else you got on the docket?
Yeah, no, definitely. Before you get to the Lion stuff, Cade Cunningham, this guy has looked awesome, and we did the interview down at LCA with Neil Rule, and you would never believe that he had a collapsed lung, Doc. Talk about what more we can expect out of this guy, and just how do you get so healthy from that and still be able to play at the output he is right now?
We said it at the stadium. The excitement was there. The Game 7 excitement was crazy. Cade's not a bad boy. I coined it. He's more of a warrior. This guy is a warrior. He's fighting through stuff. But also, when we start looking at his actual injury, and we got all excited then, collapsed lung, we showed you what that meant. We talked about the balloon deflating and sticking the pin in it to reinflate it. Those are the kind of things we're talking about. But it's proven out that he's able to get at this level, that it was a minor injury, it was a mild collapse lung, very serious medical condition, if not taken care of. The medical staff saw it, took care of it, and put him into that conservative safety zone of holding him back so he can excel. So that's what we've talked about a lot. We're talking about that a lot, is where we are in the season, what we need to do, and what do we do to make the playoff run. And that's exactly what you're seeing here. Yeah. You're seeing, Philadelphia goes down with Embiid. I mean, they actually played a lot better than I thought last night. They made
102, I think.
A fight. Yeah. But as far as the Pistons, I think they take care of Cleveland. They take care of them in a sweep. I don't know. I think Cleveland grabs one at home. We come back here and win Game 5 is my prediction.
There it is.
But I'm not here for the predictions. I'm here for the medical. I think Cade holding up. I think the acceleration, I think him in the locker room, you know how this is. Yeah. You got a guy, your buddies, your players, your colleagues, whatever you call them, This guy had a collapsed lung, and he's outperforming all of us. He's got more minutes than all. What does that do to the rest of the team?
Yeah, what it does.
Right? I mean, with that mental play,
it makes you step up. Like, it makes you realize. Makes you stop paying attention to the pain of I'm tired or the pain of this, that, and the third or this, that. You're legitimately like, this guy is giving everything he has. I know that there's another level. I know what he's doing. So, let me try to match it. And that's what you saw in Game 7. Like, that's the energy you saw in Game 7, and that's the energy you saw in the first quarter of Game 1 against the Cavs.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. A funny story about comparison.
Go ahead.
You want me to roll in rock doc stuff, right?
1,000%. This is your platform. Talk to us.
So everybody knows who Def Leppard is, right?
Pour some sugar on my
Joe Elliott's a good Joe Elliott's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
Meeting him when he was playing soccer, screwing around playing soccer in Ireland, injures his shoulder. They tell him it's a strain. Comes to us, hears about me. I end up seeing him. Short of the story is he's got a torn rotator cuff, completely tear the major muscle. Can't lift his arm. He's grabbing the mic. He's all about putting the mic over his head. He goes, Doc, I would tape my arm and get my arm over the head. He's like, what's going on here? So we diagnose him the whole thing. He goes, thank God it was real. You know what it's like to complain about a shoulder injury with a one-armed drummer?
That was a good story because I completely forgot, and you did a good job with that story.
So
can't complain.
So Kate Cunningham, you guys got
That's like
two
coming
good
to
lungs.
your events. That's like coming to your events.
You all got two good lungs. I'm
Yeah.
out here with a lung and 3/4, and you guys can't step up. I got more minutes coming in. So
I've always liked the song, but I really fell in love with the song when we won the Sugar Bowl because we didn't have a lot of good stuff happening at Michigan, and we won that Sugar Bowl. So shout out to Brady Hoke. Although I feel like that Virginia Tech wide receiver caught that at the back of the end zone in overtime, but that's neither here nor there. Doc, we talked about the Lions today. Now I know we're beating dead horses, but a lot of people are excited for the season. Part of that excitement is thinking they're getting players back. What is it going to look like with Kirby Bryant, Sam Laporta, but a bigger one, Aleem McNeil, came back last year, looked really good in the first game, but then looked like he retreated back, didn't necessarily find himself. Is it because he's a heavier defensive player or the heavier player takes a lot longer? He got injured in November of 24, and in return, how does that look this season?
It's all about that mental toughness. He's got plenty of time to heal.
Yeah.
The healing, the medical, that's done. The conditioning and getting yourself back is all on him. Right? So he is an industry. He's a business. Is he going to invest in himself? I think the answer is yes. I don't think he's coming back as, Hutchinson is pretty much the classic cookbook, perfect example. McNeil, some of the other guys aren't as perfect. They're not taking the steps. It's a stepwise thing. It's not like, okay, I broke it, I fix it, I go back out. There's a whole recovery process that we talk about a lot. McNeil has probably missed a few of those steps or has been soft on a few of those steps. And is it his size? No, you see big guys coming back too.
A little harder, though.
I think it's the mental toughness is where I really push a lot. There's a lot of, there's a symposium about mental toughness with basketball right now. A lot of the NBA players, a lot of professional players. And it's really becoming to the forefront what's going on from a mental standpoint, the mental stress, the tennis players on there. But for McNeil, he's got to find his way, right?
Yeah.
He's got to find his worth. He's got to find his being relative, right? I got to make the team. And some guys are self-defeating too. I'm not back to where I was. Everybody who's injured is a learning moment to get stronger, mature in your game, become more professional in your game, and getting through it a lot quicker. As far as McNeil, I think he's going to accomplish that.
Yeah.
The rest of the guys, Branch is a recovery. I think that guy's a workhorse. I think he's not, no disrespect, he's not a pure talent. That guy he's guys that are a little bit shorter, they have to, don't they work harder? You are a gifted, tall gentleman. The littler guys have to work a lot harder, and they know what it's like. I call it the Draper factor.
I'm going to put that on my Match.com bio. Gifted, tall gentleman. Excuse me, gifted, tall black gentleman.
I didn't say...
But I am, though. But I am.
So I make sure we might have to rewind.
No, you didn't say it. I added it. I'm putting that on my bio somewhere. gifted tall black gentleman. No, but go ahead, Doc. Sorry.
From the streets of Ann Arbor.
Yep. Get out of there. I'm born and raised in Detroit, baby. 7 Mile, Illinois. You know what time it is. But
what I'm saying with Branch, those guys they have to work harder because they're always proven, because they're always being pushed around, right? I mean, what goes on? I mean, you tell me for real.
I will say this.
Those guys don't get the respect.
Kool-Aid, I will say this. Doc is absolutely correct, because when I tore my ACL my first year in the league, the process in the offseason, I abided by every single thing that I was supposed to do and did more. It's my first injury. I'm a rookie. You know, I had my parents on me. Thank God I had them on my butt making sure I did it. But I'm going to the treatments at 5 in the morning, coming back for treatments at 12, coming back for treatments at 3, coming back for treatments at night, icing the knee, keeping it elevated, doing the drills, doing the ones that, so there is a process, and when you do it the right way, you notice the change, you notice it coming back, you notice that you get to where you're supposed to be faster. I injured my leg later in my career and I had all these other things going on, whether it was didn't want to be on this team, didn't understand what my place was I going to be done, so I wasn't necessarily doing exactly what I should have been doing, and I noticed the rehab process was a lot different. When you mentally lock in, you will get the results. The body will take care of you. But if you don't, the body will be like, well, I mean, you know, you did some of the work, so I'll give you some of the health, some of the percentage.
Yeah, but you got to understand, when you do have that, your team, your medical team plays off of you.
Yeah.
Like I do it with patients every day. You know, I'll see whatever. Call it 30 patients a day.
That's a bar.
If they don't buy in, how much effort do I need to really put out? If you're not going to sit there and listen and follow my program, say, yeah, I'll get to it, I'm not vested with you.
Yeah.
When I enable every patient with an education, and you need to do A, B, and C. I can just tell you, but I'm not going to sit there and babysit you.
Yeah.
Same thing here. You hear it all the time with the trainers, and that's the noise in the trade zones. And what was he like? Are you babysitting this guy, or is he self-motivated and you got to hold him back? You always want that player that you have to hold back, right? Yeah. That babysitting, there's a lot of babysitting going on.
Kool-Aid.
No, Doc is absolutely cooking.
Not saying you're babysitting anybody.
No, I mean I do have four of them things in my own, but
okay.
But you know, I do gotta ask this, but before we get out of here, our other Jungle Cats as well, the Detroit Tigers, and we all know they got a litany of injuries. And I think it was you who said that this is what the most injuries you've seen.
Oh yeah,
in a while.
In recent memory for sure.
What?
With the exception of 2024 Lions.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
How much?
Keep me busy.
Yeah. What's the worry here? Obviously, Scoobles is not as concerning, but from Parker Meadows and others on this team, what's the worry and the concern here for the Tigers' season-long expectations?
You know, baseball players are made a little bit different, right? They're not in that full contact, everything else. They're very sensitive to their bodies. The pitchers especially. You know, the day of pushing through it, there's a different mentality to sports right now. The days of smelling salts and push through it and let's see what happens, let's get through the season is gone. You know, not saying these are soft injuries, but it's also, are the Tigers being a little bit more cautious in how they're looking at things, and are we pretty much putting them in, you know, IR a little bit prematurely, or do we want them 100% overall? So overall, we do want them at 100%. You know, these soft injuries are going a little bit longer. I think we have some unfortunate, is it something that was, you know, lacking in training camp. You know, people start looking at how they were training. Did they train enough? Were they prepared enough? Are they stretched out enough? Do we need a different conditioning coach?
Yeah.
Do we, you know, all those things can start being looked at. Right now, you know, we can go one by one, but is there, basically when I look at injuries, was there an incident that represents what happened? Or is it, you know, like the eyebrow in the one eyebrow guy, we won't call him out by name. But, you know, we always go to that pinky injury versus hockey players that are going to the boards at 100 miles an hour type of thing.
Yeah.
So it's where you are. I think right now there is concern, but where's the commitment? Where's the I want to work through it? Last year, it was just a different locker room, right?
Yeah.
The locker room was like, let's play, let's go, we're winning. Winning solves a lot of injuries. It's funny, isn't it?
You ain't lying about that, man. Like, when winning cures a lot of things, and it ain't just injuries. There's no easy way to transition into this, so I'll just give it the best that I got. That's why we brought Anson back for this. Doc, I know you know as well as Kool-Aid. Today we lost a legend in the city, a legend in the media business, and that is one Pat Caputo. I had the opportunity to work with Pat Caputo and the flagship in 2017, and we used to do Lions pre-games. We would do it. Man, just one of the nicest guys, still on his business. You know, he could bark with the best of them, but I think he did an amazing job of engaging with the people, and the people really respected him. So just wanted to send some love to his family as well as him. I love the time that I spent with him, and he will be missed.
I need to share one thing about him.
Yeah, and that's why I brought you back.
I tell a story to all of our new interns and all of our new guys that want to get an opportunity in this business, a difficult business to get into. I heard a story many years ago about Pat, and he would go to work early at the station, and he would sit out in his car all day, brushing up on information, waiting for an opportunity, waiting for somebody to call off, somebody to be sick. He was always there. One of the original grinders in our business, one of the most knowledgeable baseball guys in town, and a true loss to the Detroit sports world.
Yeah, 1,000%.
I ditto. I mean, I've met him only a handful of times. Always a gentleman. Always interested in you. Right? He was always interested in you. What were you doing? How was your family doing? That's the kind of guy he was. So it's, you lost another one. It's just sad. Not getting emotional, but rest in peace. And you definitely made a difference.
Yeah, 100%, man. I just wanted to say that. Kool-Aid, anything?
No, I think what Anson said is spot on. That's what I remember from Pat Caputo was just this guy was everywhere. He didn't stop, and you could feel the passion for not just the Detroit pro teams, but also the high school and the local teams as well. And that's what I really, really, really liked about him, man. Like ultimate professional who also understood how to effectively let any of the barbs just literally roll off the back and keep it moving forward. And I think that when you talk about Warriors, I think Pat Caputo is one of those guys, Dr. Pierce.
For sure.
Yeah, 1,000%. So you will be missed, Pat Caputo. Sorry, once again, condolences go to the family. I guess we got about 4 minutes left. We'll finish up with the Detroit Pistons who played tonight, Game 2. Doc, what's your prediction for tonight? What are you thinking?
I think they take care of business. I don't think they want to go Game 7. I think they want to get Cade to rest, the guys to rest. There's question of a few of the other guys a little banged up. Let's take care of business, especially here. Maybe they steal one in Cleveland. We come back here, Game 5. But I think tonight it's going to be some excitement for sure.
Okay. Where we at, Anson? Where you at with the Detroit Pistons tonight? Riding high off Game 1.
Very, very close game. It's going to be a nail bite. It's going to be tough to watch at times. But I do think that the Pistons, they'll come out on top. They've been getting the whistle because they set the tone all season long with their physicality. And I just don't think that Cleveland's ready for that yet.
Oh, Kool-Aid, I really don't think I have to ask you what you think, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a go anyway. Kool-Aid, what are your thoughts on tonight?
Yeah, definitely a Pistons win, but I do think it's going to be a battle. It's going to be close. I believe that Pistons have a good opportunity, though, to pull away again late with those free throws. So
I don't want anybody to hate me out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've worked hard to get you guys to at least respect me. So, you know what I'm saying? But I think this. Don't do it to us, I think that this will be the game the Pistons drop. I think that you'll
drop.
I think they will drop. I think
what
they drop this game. 100%.
Drop some new slang for women?
No.
We dropped them out?
Drop as in lose, as in take the L, as in don't cross the bridge. 100%. I think this is just that game. I don't think you'll get Donovan Mitchell play like he did in Game 1. I don't think Jared Allen will have 3 fouls with 7 minutes left in the first quarter. I think this will be their valiant effort. But I think what they will have to give in this game, they will have to give it all. And to have to give it all, they won't be able to continue to do that throughout the series. So I still think Pistons in 5, but I think this is the one that they win. Because I said in 5, this is the one they win. However, I'm thinking that the Pistons will win 3 in a row after that, including 2 on the road. So
that's fair.
Are you still mad at the prediction now?
That's fair. The gentleman's sweep. I'm okay.
I didn't say you were right, but I think it's still 1 in Cleveland, and
1 in Cleveland.
Tonight we take care of business.
What do you think about the new studio, man? I didn't get a chance to engage with you. What do you think about the setup, the vibes, the feel? You got music, you got the floors. It's like our own thing. Like walking in and just seeing Woodward Sports everywhere, Planet Fitness on the studio, the windows. Like, it feels good, right?
It's feeling good. We're going to tweak it a little and get more comfortable as we go. Call it home for sure. And we're going to hopefully work on a little bit more of the medical, which, new ownership is talking about. Let's be a resource. Let's be a resource from a medical standpoint. I know I've been talking a lot about peptides. I love the people out there. If you do see me, come up and say hello. I like when that happens. It inspires me because I want to know what you want to hear. I feel we should be, especially on peptides, there's so much noise out there. We need to be a source of security that they're getting the right stuff, but also what's going on with the treatment. I mean, it's fun to be right on Screwball, but when it's you that I'm dealing with and what we want to do, we want to make sure you're getting the right treatment. We're going to talk about men's health and taking care of that, too.
It's very important.
Make sure you call him Dr. Peptide when you come up to him.
Dr. Peptide.
All right?
For sure.
Hey, listen, we got to clear up these super chats. The chat's been awesome today. We are going to give away that Steve Garvey autograph card along with the Asar Thompson rookie card today. And then tomorrow, again, all week long, we've been putting those super chats together. We're going to have the grand wheel tomorrow. So make sure you show up again tomorrow to get your last chance in. And we're going to go here, shuffle this bad boy up 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And let's go ahead and spin it.
All right.
And we'll see who's taking this stuff home today.
I love the spinner count.
Wary again, I bet. What we got? Rando Small.
Rando!
That's right. And shout out
Rando.
I called out for, hey, we needed to get over our goals for both Super Chats and likes. He made sure we did it.
Appreciate that, too.
Not only with the Super Chat,
It's the
also
family, man.
riling people up to like. Shout out to Wary and Freddie and everybody else that contributed today. We're going to get this out, but make sure you show up tomorrow because that autograph cade from the Sports Zone, courtesy of John Yu out at Laurel Park Place, is going home to one of you, but you got to come here to get it. So you get a chance to not only get that awesome piece of autograph memorabilia, but you also get a chance to see the new Woodward 2.0 studios.
Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you guys for joining the show today. We appreciate Dr. Pierce for coming always and giving us that injury insights expertise, as they say. Once again, rest in peace to Pat Caputo. Before we leave, though, I want to leave you with this. You're almost there. Don't quit. Like, whoever needs to hear this, don't quit. Because right when people want to give up, right when whatever it is, right when you're at that line and you say, I can't take it anymore, I can't do anymore, I can't put up with it anymore, right at that line is where it is. Right at that line is where it is. What you need, what you want, it's right at that line. You got to push through. So just push through. Just go a little further. Just go a little harder. Because what you need, what you want, what you desire, I promise you, it's right there. You just got to have the ability to push through. So you push through, I'll push through, and we'll see you on the other side. See you tomorrow.
Amen.
Go Pistons.
Looking for your daily sports fix? Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep.
Do you believe this comeback?
Your favorite sports commentator as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never before.